Very good morning, guys. Okay. So last class, we have seen how to interact with the data sources using LINQ. I said you some steps for this, guys. So if you want to insert a record, 3 steps. What is the first step? Louder. Create a instance of the class representing the entity. Nothing but the model class. Representing the entity. And first step is not completed. Create an instance and brainless fellows, you initialize the attributes. Are you practicing? What are you doing then? You're just not creating an instance. You require to initialize all the attributes. Every attribute is a property there. Okay. Second step, you require to call a method. Which method? Insert on submit, which will add the record to the table in a pending insert state. Third step, call submit changes, which will save the changes to the database. It is something like committing. It is something like committing. It will commit the changes to database. Update. Create a reference by calling any of these methods. I said you single or default, first or default, like this. You can call a method. Okay. Second step, you're blocking the way, man. Second step, what is that? You require to reassign the old values with the new values. Reassign the old values with the new values. Third step, call submit changes. You just require to call the submit changes method. The submit changes method has to be called. Okay. Delete. Create a reference. Same like create a reference. Second step, I want a permanent deletion. Second step, call delete on submit. Call delete on submit, which will delete the record from the table in a pending state. Last step is same for all. For insert, 2 things here. Create instance, call insert on submit. For update, create reference, reassign the old values with new values. For delete, create reference, call delete on submit. For all the 3, what is common? Submit changes. Submit changes is common for all the 3. Okay. Okay. So last day we have just been discussing about how you can do all these particular actions in a sequence. All these things we just saw that. And actually we have written this particular code for performing these CRUD operations. To perform the CRUD operation like selecting, inserting, we written the code in the DAL class. But guys, listen. Without writing the DAL class, suppose if your table is already associated with the stored procedures, without writing a separate DAL class, what you can do, you can use those procedures directly now. What I'm trying to tell is, what did you write in the DAL class? A set of methods, now. What did you write in the DAL class? A set of methods. And we called those methods. From the controller. I repeat, what did you do in the DAL class? We have defined a set of methods, and inside the methods we implemented all the logic, and finally we called those methods. From controller. That's what exactly we have done. Clear? So what I'm trying to tell is that without doing all this nonsense, what you can do is you can directly write the logic. Under stored procedures, and you can use those procedures in the form of methods without writing a DAL class code again now. You can skip DAL class. Understood? Today, let us see how to perform CRUD operations on the same student table, without a DAL class. And in the place of that, what I will use? Store procedures. And already remember, our store procedures are ready. Yes or not? All our store procedures are ready to be consumed. We don't require to write any extra things there. Guys, all the changes, everything, I have just uploaded everything of this yesterday. Yeah. And see, first I explained about all the steps, right? Now see, what did I do? Now I add a class under the model folder, named it as student DAL. And here I implemented all the DAL class code. Here I implemented all the DAL class code. Okay. When you're fetching the data of all the records, see, when it is a null, you're fetching all the records now. You can fetch the records like this also, guys, without writing a query. If you want to fetch all the records, tc.students is a table. Correct or not? tc.students is a table, dot to list. Hey, what you're doing here, you're writing a query on a table and fetching all the data. But understand here, when to write a query? Write a query if you want to fetch selected data. If you want to fetch filtered data, if you want to fetch any filtered data, then write a query. Otherwise, what is the point of writing a query? You can directly call like this now. So I said you both options are valid. Like this also, like this also. But here, I need to write a query for sure. Did you understand why? I have a filter condition here. I have a filter condition. Because I have a filter condition, I'm sorry. Because I have a filter condition, it is must I should write a query in this particular case. But in the first case, there is no need of writing a, but in the second case, there is no need of writing a query again. You can directly fetch it. So both will work. That's why I given you this option also, this option also. Get students. See, get student. When you call get student, what are you doing? Premise in where s.sid. See, compulsory here, you're required to write a query because you have a filter. You have a filter. It's not case sensitive, guys. You can write in any case. Just in the notes, I used all uppercase. That's why I corrected it. No problem. You don't require to do any changes in the notes. Next time when I update, you'll get the latest. Okay. So this is compulsory filter condition here. Here, single filter, multiple filter, and we are using AND operator. A C# AND operator. Then 3 steps. First step, creating instance. That happened already in the controller. Directly we got the instance now. So we have second and third step. Second step, insert and submit. Third step, submit changes. When you're calling these methods also, just understand carefully. Insert and submit. Where this method is. The method is present in the table class. The method is present in the table class. So how am I calling? DC dot students. What is it? Data context. Inside the data context, we have students. Students is which type? Table type. On that I should call. But here, submit changes method is present directly in the data context only. DC dot submit changes. Did you catch my point or not? So insert on submit is not in data context. Where is it? Table. First you require to refer to table. DC dot students dot, but here DC dot submit changes. So which method is present where, sir? I listed this already to you. Under table, you have delete on submit, insert on submit, single or default, first or default, single, first, all these methods are under table, guys. Understood? And last class I shown you this also. Say create database, drop database, all these methods are present in the data context. Say create database, delete database, get a table. These all methods are present under data context class, not table class. I listed you all, guys. Okay, fine. Next what? This is the update code. Reference creation. Assigning the old values with new values. Submit changes. Delete code. I given both, guys. If you want a permanent deletion, this code. No, sir, I want to update the status, this code. I given both of them, okay? So if you want a permanent deletion, uncomment this code and comment this one. But I want only update the status. That's why I'm using the second, but not the first one. This is about all the methods. Then student controller. Nothing to explain about student controller, guys. Creating a DAL class instance. Started calling the methods. Get students of true. Get student of SID comma true. This one blank view. So this one HTTP posted file base. Then all this code I already taught you. And then finally the photo should be assigned to student. Set the status true. Why to set the status true? I said you default will take as false. So understand. Yesterday someone asked this question. Why will it take false, sir? What is the default value of status? Sorry. What is the default value of Boolean? False, man. Then what about text box, sir? Text box has a mapping control on the UI. Yeah. The value you enter in the text box is coming there. But do you have a mapping control for status on the UI? Yeah? So value is not coming. So when the value is not coming, what is it taking? Default value. What is the default value? False. That is why I made it true again. Update. Sorry, edit. First, you record to get the student. Photos to be stored in the temp data for an update. Return view. Next. This is image again. But here we have an else condition here. Are you clear? And call update student. In this case, even though the status value is false, no problem. If you want to correct it to true, correct it, but no problem because we don't update status. We insert status, but we don't update status in update. Update status is done in delete. Got it? Finally, redirect to route. Call delete student, redirect to action. And view creation code is same only. For all these things, view creation code is same. We have created these views in edu.net examples also. The same code only I have here. Nothing new. Today, we'll focus on this. Calling using LINQ. Careful. Watch. Yesterday, you created a project called MVC with LINQ 1, right? Okay. Today, let me create you a project with a name called as MVC with LINQ 2. Create a project. MVC with LINQ 2. What's the folder? ASP7. Next comes create. Fine. Now, in this, I want to add a same process like a previous example. First, add a OR designer. Help me. Louder. Right click on models, add a new item, data, link to SQL classes. What should be the name? MVC DB. What is MVC DB? Database name. Click add. Okay. What next? Now here we're required to drag and drop the tables on the left hand side panel if you're working with. But today our intention is to work with procedures. So what we're required to do, go to Server Explorer, configure your database, drag and drop the procedures on the right hand side panel. Drag and drop the procedures on the right hand side. Tables and views on the left hand side. Stored procedures and functions on right hand side. Okay, guys, let us open the Server Explorer. Configure our database. Tell me. Right click, add connection, server name, server, SQL, SA, 123, false, save my password, test once, click OK. Configured. Next. Here we have tables, and if you want to work with tables, drag and drop. And here we have stored procedures. If you want to work with procedure, drag and drop. Guys, if you drag and drop the procedure, now what is the first object? Table or procedure? Procedure now. And whenever you drag and drop the first object, it will write the connection string in the config file. Do you remember? Watch it. Let us go to web.config. See there, all of you. We have app settings, we have system.web, we have runtime, we have system.codedom. We don't have connection strings. Drag and drop the first procedure on the right hand side panel. Okay. Check. Same name. But the first object will do this. That can be a table or that can be a procedure. But the first object will write the connection string. Clear? Okay. Last day, we learned what happens when you drag and drop a table on the OR designer. Remember? Day before yesterday, not yesterday, day before yesterday, I explained to you what happens when you drag and drop a table on the OR designer. 3 steps. Defines a model class. Defines a model class representing the entity. Second step, defines properties in the model class representing the columns. Correct? Third, defines one property in the context class that can be used as a table. That can be used as a table. And the property name will be entity name, yes. If your entity is a student, the property name will be students. Which type? Table type. Table of student. If it is employee, employees. Table of employee. If it is a customer, customers. Table of customer. And we done all the CRUD on that only. You written query on that only. We performed insert on that only. We performed update on that only. We performed delete on that only. That is your table. Very clearly I said, your student is not your table. What is student? Student is your model or the entity. Model or entity, both are same. Student is your model or the entity. What is your table? Students is the table. When we are performing the CRUD, we are working on the students, not on student. Okay? Fine. Same like this. Today, let me explain you what happens when you drag and drop a stored procedure on the OR designer. What happens when you drag and drop a stored procedure on the OR designer? Come on. What is the question? What happens internally when we drag and drop a stored procedure on the of OR designer? Clear? When a Store procedure is dragged and dropped on the OR designer. The following actions will take place. Understood? When we drag and when a store procedure is dragged and dropped on the OR designer, following actions will take place. What are those actions, or what actions will take place? First, defines a method under the data context class. Defines a method under the data context class with the same name of the store procedure. Do you remember Monday I taught you this one? Tables are classes, columns are properties, rows are instances. Remember all these things? Procedures are methods. Procedures are methods now. So what will happen? It defines a method under the data context class with the name of the store procedure. Array, if you want to call a store procedure, just 2 lines code, that's all right. What are the 2 lines? Line number 1, create the data context class instance. Line number 2, call the method. That's all. Nothing more than that. You remember in ADO.NET also same code only, but you need to write that method. Understand the difference. ADO.NET also controller, we went to control and call the method, but who defined that method? You defined or someone defined for you? See, in ADO.NET, see the difference. You only write the procedure, you only write the method, and you call it. But now one step is eliminated. You write the procedure and you can directly call it. Method is automatically defined by OR designer for you now. Did you understand the beauty of it? Who writes the method? Louder. OR designer will write the method. You don't require to write the method now. OR designer will write the method for you. Okay. So defines a method under the data context class with the same name of the procedure. And now few questions comes into picture. What are that? Sir, procedure name, method name is procedure name. What about the parameters? What about the parameters? What about the return types? All this information is important to call a method now. Okay, no worries. Listen. Every parameter of the store procedure will now become a parameter of the method. Every parameter of store procedure will now become a parameter of the method. Understood or not? That is, every input parameter of SP is input parameter of method, and every output parameter of SP is output. Output means of method. Guys, you know C# parameters na? C# parameters are 3 types. Input parameters, output parameters, in-out parameters. Am I correct? Okay. So basically, what happens here is, in SQL Server also we have these options: input, output, input, output. SQL Server doesn't have in-out. What do you have? Input, output. Now listen. The input parameters of the procedure are input parameters of the method. The output parameters of the procedure are ref parameters of the method. For example, this is a method, this is a procedure here. Create procedure, add nums. This is a procedure. Imagine like this procedure has 3 parameters: @x int, @y int, @z int out. You learned input and output parameters in SQL Server now. So 1 and 2 are input parameters. 3 is output parameters. Okay, watch. Now a method is defined for you now. And what is the logic of the method is none of your business. To call a method, you need signature of the method, that's all. Public int, method name is atoms. Now, input parameters will become the input parameters now. Now tell me, how is it defined in C#? Int x. Next, int y. Next. That's all. See now, x and y are input parameters. Here also input parameters. Z is a, and here it is called as a ref. The ref is nothing but a in-out parameter. Basically, the output parameter will become an in-out parameter, but not an out parameter. So why in-out? Because it is designed compatible in all languages here. In VB, we don't have anything called as out here. In VB, we have only two options: input, in-out. And in VB, we have only input and in-out. We don't have output. C# has that output. That is why if tomorrow, if it all is to be worked with VB, it should be compatible with VB now. And if I take out, out is not supported in VB. That is why directly what is doing? Input, in-out. Okay. So here, this is input. Here also input. Here input. Here also input. Here output. Here in-out. Ref. Did you understand this statement? Read again thoroughly. Every parameter of the stored procedure will now become parameter of the method and will now become parameter of the method. That is, every input parameter of stored procedure is input parameter of method, and every output parameter of stored procedure is in-out parameter of method. In-out indicates what? Ref. Hope no doubts. Okay, answer my question. In SQL Server, every data type accepts a null value. Agree or not? In SQL Server, every data type accepts a null value by default. Unless you impose a not null constraint, every data type accepts a null value, correct? So tomorrow, there is a chance to pass null value in X or not, null value in Y or not, chance to return null value in Z or not. But C# is not accepting now. That is why did you catch me? All are null. So I should map it correctly. Tomorrow, procedure accepting null value. My method doesn't accept null value. Wrong now. If the, see, simple common sense. Even in C# I said your application is designed based on the database. Third step is database designing. Fourth step is application development. Remember or not? So your application should always match with database. Won't match with application. Remember, database won't match with application. What should match with an application? Should match with the database, but not database with application. Database will never match with application. Put this in the mind. What will match? Application should always match with the database here. Okay. So that is a key point to remember in this particular case. What is it? Application should match with the database. It has to match with the database perfectly. Okay. So that's where accepts null value. Here also accepts null value. Now, if I tell you some method signatures, some procedure signatures, can you tell me methods for it? Tell me. Okay, before that, one more thing I'll give a clarity, then you will get a much more better idea. If the SP is defined to perform non-query operations, then the return type of the method will be int. Did you understand? If the stored procedure is defined to perform non-query operations, then return type of the method will be int. What is non-query? Anything other than select is a non-query. In a database, you add two numbers is a non-query. You multiply two numbers is a non-query. What is query? Select. Only select is query. Rest all are non-query. Hope you guys are clear. Only select is query. Rest all are non-query. Hope you guys are clearer. Okay. Fine. Now, if I tell you some procedure signatures, can you tell me the methods for them? Come on. Array, these are the procedures we defined now. If I double click, it will bring you the information here now. Or if you double click, it will bring you the procedure here. Come on, tell me a method for this. All of you open the mouth. Public int student underscore delete. Int question mark. Yes, sir. That is a method. That is your method now. Okay. Same. First, public int student underscore insert int question mark SID string name int question mark class, not double, decimal question mark fees string photo. String photo. Strings are nullable. No need question marks there. Some of you are not opening the mouth. Get out of the classroom. Louder. Int question mark class. String photo. Actually, our insert and update same parameters only there. So both will look alike only. Both are going to look alike. Array, you know method signatures na? Can you call them? Tell me. Now tell me to call a procedure. How many lines of code I should write? 2 lines of code. What's the first line? Create the context class instance. Second line, call the method. I set you the input parameters and return types to you. Just to call them now. Clear? The only question is about query parameters. The only question is about the query parameters. Okay, listen. If the SP is, whereas if the SP is defined to perform query operations, then the return type of the method will be, just imagine what should be the return type of the method. Array, the return type should be a collection here. Select, it should fetch the data now. The return type should be a collection, like list or table, something like this. Are you clear? Actually here, the return type is I single result. What is this, sir? It's a collection, guys. It is a collection. So what is this I single result? Don't know about it, huh? Do you know or don't know? Don't know, na? Then call toolist here. Why to break our heads? I already said you this one. Don't bother about these return types. None of our business. Yesterday also, do you remember? I query result or something. I queryable of table, I query of table of student. And what I said, don't talk about it. Hundreds of collections said, who will learn here? Waste of time. What do you say? To list. We know how to work with list. Now also same story. Understood? It's a collection now. So what is T? T is the type, a T entity. The T is the entity. Remember, here T represents the model or entity. Are you clear? Can you tell me your model name now? Student. Student model. Did you define that class? Answer, guys. Did you define that class? At least did you drag and drop the table on the what designer? Then how did you get student now? Is the question clear? Did you define the class? No, sir, I did not define a drag and drop the procedure. That's all. See, simply what we done is we did not define the class here. We opened the project, added the what designer. Next, we came here and we started dragging and dropping the procedures on the what designer. Yes or not? But we did not define the model class. So model class is required or not required? Tell me confidently, required. So now we need a model class. Either this model class should be defined by you or what designer. But when I come to LINQ, developer defining the classes is out of context. Developer won't write the code. Developer won't write the code here. Who is expected to write the code? Louder. What designer. But if what designer wants to write the code, it should know the structure of your model. Understood? Are you dragging and dropping the table? No, we did not. Are we going to do it? No, I'm not going to. Why? I'm working with procedures, not with table. Then how do I get the model class? If I drag and drop this table also, I have a problem. What is the problem, you know? How many columns your actual class have? Louder. 6 columns. If I drag and drop the student on this, it will write you a class with 6 properties. Na? Yesterday you saw. But problem is your procedure is not fetching 6. Your procedure is fetching 5 only. Recollect, you're not fetching status. Yes or not? Then how will it map now? You have 6 here. How many are you fetching? Then how the mapping done there? Mismatch will come now. Understood my point or not? Tomorrow this chance is also there. What is that? My model has a 6 only, but my procedure is fetching 7. My procedure is fetching 7. How will a procedure fetch 7, sir? Actually, some calculated columns are there. Select SID, comma, name, comma, class, comma, fees, comma, fees into 0.1. Okay, something 0.1% should be calculated and returned as in the form of a tax. Did you understand? Photo status from. Tell me, how many columns is it fetching? Louder. Now how you will map with the 6 now? If you are fetching all, okay. But you are fetching lesser, problem. If you are fetching more also, problem. I hope everyone understood the problem. That is why what the what designer will do, you know, what designer will not ask anything to write by you. It will only do everything for you. What it will do, you know? Based on the number of columns fetched by the procedure, based on the number of columns fetched by the procedure, it will define a model class to you automatically. It will define a model class to you automatically. And the name of that model class will be, the name of the model class will be procedure name result. Procedure name result. What is your procedure name? Student score select. So what is the class name, you know? Student underscore select result. Student underscore select result. Here, T represents the model or entity, and this class is defined by the what designer based on the being fetched by the stored procedure, and the name of that class will be so our store procedure name is, so the model class name will be now you understood. I single result of T means I single result of T is I Student underscore select result now. Did you understand? Okay. Now, this is the select procedure, guys. Can you tell me the method for this now? Come on, put all the things what I said in the mind. Put all the things what I said you in the mind. Tell me. Louder, yaar. Public. What is the return type? I single result. I single result. T is student underscore select result. That is the return type of your method. Understood the return type of your method? No worries. We will convert this into list of student underscore select result. Name of the procedure. Next. Int question mark SID. Bool question mark status. That's all. So no need equal to null. No. Why? When I put question mark, default value is null. Understood? Okay. Like this, it is going to write a method for you. All of you carefully observe this. What is the return type? And here T. What is the T? T is the model class now. But model class is defined to you by the OR designer based on the number of columns fetched by the stored procedures. Observe it. I did not drag and drop the stored procedure. Select stored procedure here intentionally to show you all these things. Observe. Open the solution explorer, all of you. Go to models. Go to designer.cs. Here we have the context class now. Here you will find all the three methods in the class. See now. Array, you know these four constructors now. Below that, the three methods are added. See, first method name, input parameter, return type, student underscore insert, integer, string, integer, decimal, string. See question marks for integers and decimals. Return type, integer. Update, same only. Okay now? Now, shall I drag and drop the select procedure also? When I drag and drop the select procedure, now fourth method will come and all of you observe a new class also will come here now. What is the name of the class? Student underscore select result. Are you clear? Observe it. Dragging the select procedure and placing it here. Are you clear? Dragging the select and okay. So sometimes when you put this open like this, you may not see the effect immediately. Nothing here. Build the project. Just build. You know, build a project. Got it? What it contains? The 5 properties. Watch. See there, photo is not there. Understood? What is the name of it? And now you see the fourth method also. See the return type. I single result student underscore select result. I single result student underscore select result. Any doubts? Why is it defining like this? Because my model class may not have all the properties representing all the columns what I'm fetching. Understood or not? That is why if my procedure fetches 5, my new class will have 5 properties. If my procedure fetches 10, the new class will have 10 properties. You know one thing? That is your model class now. So should I use that in my model binding? Yes, sir. In creating of the views, not student anymore. What we should use? Student underscore select result is what you should use in the model binding now. everywhere. Now what should I use? Select result. These are methods now. Yes or not? So what I'm trying to tell now, see, this is what I was trying to explain you yesterday also. What is it? Now, in the controller, you can directly call up these methods. In the controller, you can directly call up the methods so that DAL class is not required. Did you catch my point? Observe it. Shall we continue? Come on. I'm not writing DAL class today. Straight away going to controller. Add controller. Student controller. Import the model namespace. Import the model namespace. What's the model namespace? Okay, now come here. Okay. What you do? You directly create the context class instance here. Yesterday you created the context class instance in the DAL class and DAL class instance in the controller. Today DAL is escaped now. So directly context class instance here only. MVC DB data context DC. Public string constr is equals to configuration manager dot connection strings of dot connection string. What is the name of the connection string? MVCDB connection string. Second, DC is equals to new. Yesterday, you written the same code, but in DAL class. Do you remember? Yesterday, you written the same code, but in DAL class. But today, we are writing it in controller class. Come on, again, the same 7 methods again now. Help me in writing one by one method. First method, public view result display students. Okay, watch carefully. DC dot call the method now. Which method? Select method. Student underscore C. All the methods are ready now. Select. What do you want? All active records. That's it now. Null comma true. Null comma true. Like that only we defined earlier. Null comma true. So what are you passing? SID null, status true. So it is going to fetch all the active records now. What is the return type of this? I single result. And it can be converted into list. Are you clear? See, now if I say where students is equals to, what is students? List I single result. Louder. Why list here? You did not call to list na. Concentrate here. You did not call to list na. Why you are calling list now? What is that? I single result. Put your mouse there. That only said you don't give up blind answers. Always verify. So verify there. What is it coming? I single result of. Correct? But if I say dot to list, clear? And for me, it returns me list also no problem. It returns me I single result also no problem. Why, sir? Because on my view, I will use I enumerable. This is what I said you earlier. Why should I use I enumerable? Yesterday I said you, all right, tomorrow I'll give a matter clarity about it. Why should I use I enumerable? You know, this is the advantage. If I use I enumerable, you pass a table also, it will work. You pass a I single result also, it will work. You pass a list also, it will work. Whatever you pass, it will work. Any collection can be passed. Is it clear, everyone? What can I pass? Any collection can be passed because on my front end, I will use I enumerable and that allows me to pass any collection to it. But if I call to list, then also I enumerable work. On the front end, why I said don't use, on the UI, why did I say don't use list, you know? If I use list tomorrow, compulsory list conversion is mandatory now. Are you manipulating it anywhere? Are you directly working with it anywhere? Then what is the need of converting it to list again? Unnecessary extra work again. Already one. Again, you're converting it to a list now. 2 objects now. Why waste of time now? Directly pass off it to the UI. And in the UI, use INUmerable. Tomorrow, there is some requirement. You want to manipulate something before sending it. Now call to list. Capture in a list. Manipulate it and leave it. UI will still work. Any doubts? Okay. So come on, let's do it. Right click. Okay, let us write off the second method also. Then we'll write both. Public display student. And for this, SID should be a parameter. DC dot student underscore select of SID, comma, true. True. It should be a true value. What is the return type of it? I single result. That's what. But what do you want? Can I call dot single? Dot single. Check here. See there. Yeah, got it. Got student underscore single result. I already explained about dot single method for you. No need to convert to, no need. Yeah, directly you can call. See, directly from collection, you can call off. Again, calling to list and calling is waste of time. It's something like boxing and unboxing problems now. Do you know what is the problem with boxing and unboxing every time? You need to promote it from stack to queue, queue to stack, conversions. Int to object, object to integer is conversion. Unnecessary. We have one collection, again converting into another collection. When you're not doing any manipulations, what is the need of extra work now? Use it as it is. My front end will accept anything now. So that flexibility is there. Next. Okay now? Come on. Right click. Add view. MVC 5 view. All same. Help me the first line. @model. I said you yesterday, remember, immediately you may not get it. It takes time to load a bit. Just takes a bit time here. Don't think like it is not loading. It takes time. First view only. Once it loads in first view, rest of the things will work first. INUmerable. MVC with LINQ dot models dot louder student underscore. That is what I said to you. This is your model class to you. Sir, the name of the class. What is the name of the class? Why for you? Why for you? What is the class name is nothing for you, na? What is important? Properties inside the class here. The class name is student, you don't have any advantage. The class name is XYZ, you don't have any advantage. And the class name is something else, you don't have any advantage. What we refer to is the properties in the class. Rest of all code is same only. Rest of all code is same only, guys. I'm copy pasting. I'm not writing it again. No changes on this code, you can observe. Notice carefully. The same old story. Here, put your mouse and see. It is INUmerable of student underscore select result, showing a lengthy statement there. And here also, to be clear, I have typed it like this, but simply not required here. To be clear, it's of type student underscore select result. Simply say where here enough. Simplified version. When you put your mouse on that, it will tell you what is it. The namespace is lengthy. To simplify this, initially when you're working, if you don't want to see this much lengthy statements in the IntelliSense, what you will do? Do this. Now come here. Oh, better see here. Okay, now. Single record. INnumerable of records, list of records. One by one record will come. So just I typed it like this, but I simply suggest going forward, simply use where. Don't type lengthy statements. When you look, you'll be confused. You'll be confused. But how do I know, sir? When I put my mouse, intelligence will tell you, nah. Then why you write this much lengthy code now? So just not required. Simply what you'll say, where will do the job for you. Hope I am clear. Okay. What next? See there, this is also same code only, nothing changed. Here also, same image binding. Next, details, edit, delete, on click. Nothing changed, man. Nothing changes in the view. View is always same. The view code is always same. And last, we added a row here. Add new student. Where, that's all. Just use where, I'm telling you. What is the question, Mr. Pratap? Yeah, all of you, I need to tell this also. So many people have this question. Sir, tomorrow, if I add any new columns in my table, what happens? Tell me one thing. In ADO.NET, you added a new column in your table. Don't you require to make modification in the application? Yes, na? Now also same story. If you add a new column in a table or delete any existing columns in the table, you're required to delete the table on the Word Designer and drag and drop again, compulsory. Understood my point or not? Don't think like, if I modify there, it will update here without your enter. See, here also, it is writing the code on behalf of you. It is not simply, I'm not telling to my application, take this database, take this table, and it is not bringing and writing the code. It is writing the code on behalf of you. Don't forget that point. Are you clear? Tomorrow there is a change in the procedure. Compulsory required to modify my application code. Again, drag and drop the procedure in the Word Designer. If logic is changing, not required. If parameters are changing, required. Logic changes, no need here. Parameters changes, I should drag and drop. Tomorrow, table structure is changed. New columns are added, existing columns are deleted, or some not null constraints are added on existing table. Anything can be altered. Again, you're required to drag and drop. Initially, fees column is accepting a null value. And client said that no, fees cannot be null. You altered the table and you made that column as a not null. But application is accepting null. What you require to do now? Drag and drop the table on the Word Designer again and get the latest update back again. That is mandatory. Without human changes, no application automatically changes on itself. Are you getting me? Or if it changes like that here, your job is in risk here. Simple common sense. If that changes like this, your job is in risk now. Why? When that only will do, what will you do now? Are you getting my point here? So that's what. If that should not change like this here, if changes, human job will become a risk now. Human only should come and do that. You only should test all the scenarios, everything carefully. Okay? Some conditions will be there. Computer don't know those conditions. Nah. You should implement it. Client requirements, client, your computer not connected to the client brain now, cannot read the client brain and implement of the logic. Got it? Even, is what I said to you, AI also doesn't do anything on its own here. AI does only when what I ask. AI also does only what I ask. I should tell to AI correctly, I want this. Then it will write the code and give you. That's all. Don't think like it is going to do automatically with all the things now. Okay? Well, that is one of the most important things what you're required to learn. Yeah, what's your confusion with what shortcut I used? What shortcut I used? I did not use any shortcut here. I imported the namespace on the top so that IntelliSense will not show you lengthy statements. I said you, that's all. If I don't import, what will happen when I put my mouse on the student? What it will show you? MVC with link to dot, models dot, student underscore select result. How lengthy it is looking now. So to simplify that, I said you go there, import. That's it. And once you import, it will do the job. I did not remove IEnumerable. Where I removed IEnumerable? Yeah, see, IEnumerable is there. I did not remove it. I removed the namespace name before the class name. That's all. And added as a separate using statement. Understood me? Okay. Yeah. So this is our first view. Second view. Add view. MVC 5 view. All same. Oh, we would have selected that. We forgot. At the rate model dot select result. Now it is not listed in a single record. Same here. Left hand side image will come. Right hand side attribute values will come. Can I show the status? No, you cannot. Why? You are not fetching it. You're not fetching it, guys. We are not fetching the status. So status cannot be shown there. Status is not available at all. See this one yesterday, because that status is fetched only in insert again I'm modifying the value. Status is not fetched, no issue, man. Why? The table's default column value is true. If you don't touch that, default true will come. If you touch that, only false will go. Understood? If I don't touch it, then I'm not passing status at all. And by default, the table column value is default true, true will be present. So no issues with that. Yeah, guys, run it. Do this now. Go to shared folder, layout. Remember this now? Help me. Student management. Display students. Student controller. Images are not required now. Array, these are separate projects now. Images are required. If images are not there, no error will come here. Images are not loaded. That's all. Run and see. Yeah. Yes, I need to upload. Now error won't come anywhere. The place of image, no image will show. Okay. So how to fix this? Images. You require all the images now. Let's do one thing here without stopping the project. And not stop the project. Project is running. What happened? Let us go to our yesterday's project. Copy the image uploads folder. Paste it in the current project. That's all. All the images are there now. What's happening to this? A drive, ASP7, MVC with LINQ1. Copy. MVC with LINQ2. Paste. Done. Got it. Are you clear? It's overlapping, like all are overlapping like nothing here. Actually used a bootstrap class called as table condensed, I think. I used a bootstrap class here, table condensed. That's what. Remove it here. Okay, now just a bit elaborated automatically. Now add student. Okay, we'll write the logic. Can you help me? Public tell me return view. Next. Add student. Array, what changed here? Class name changed here. That's all. Earlier it is student, now it is student underscore select result. Rest all is same. And I don't want to write this code again, guys. You already remember the code. What is that? Selected file not equal to null. Fetch that folder is existing or not. If not existing, create it. Save the image in the folder and assign that image to that object, that model object. The same old story. Check. Nothing new. Third time you're writing this code. Correct? Yesterday, remember, after this, what you done? Yesterday, after this, what you done? Sir, after this, I called the method in the DAL class and passed my model object to it, and that inserted the record. Correct? Today, I'm telling you, array, you don't require to call that. Call the procedure directly. Call the procedure directly. Okay? So, how to call? DC dot student underscore insert. But the just bit difference is our model object, sorry, our method yesterday in the DAL class will take the model directly. It will extract and send this to the table. But here we are dealing with procedure. It's our job to extract every value and pass. We cannot pass the model object directly because procedure is having individual parameters. Correct? What you'll write? Student.sid, student.name, student.class, student.fees, and student.photo. That's it. Finish. Once the insert operation is completed, last step is same only. Return, redirect to action. Where to? Display students. Am I clear? Can you help me in writing the update code also? Then we will create the views. Help me in writing the update code. Then we'll focus on the views. Come on. Sound is not coming out here. How many times I should tell you? Public. View result. Edit student. Int SID. What should I do? Okay, I'll forget the code. What should I do? Call the procedure to get the record first. Where student is equals to DC dot student underscore select SID comma true. Second, temp data of photo. student dot, sorry. We did not call single record. Now we want dot photo. Next, public route result update student. Next, HTTP posted file base selected a file. Now coming here, this code is like add student code only, na? I can copy the if condition as it is. Paste here. What next? Else if, not else, else if temp data of photo not equal to null. If this is not equal to null, student dot photo is equals to temp data of photo dot toString. Temp data of photo dot toString. We are assigning that value back to this. And finally, call that method now. How to call? Like this only. But method name is different, that's all. Paste it. What is the method name? Parameters are same only, na? Finish. It'll update the record. Help me with the last. Delete it. Public redirect to route result. What is it? Delete student. Parameter? Yes, ID. A simple man, DC dot student underscore delete. What should I pass? Yes, ID. If you want to compare this code with yesterday's code here, this code is the same as yesterday's code. Only difference is yesterday, the method calls are done with the DAL class, but today the method calls are from the context class. These methods, yesterday methods are defined by you, but today methods are defined by OR designer. Except that single change, there is nothing difference between yesterday's controller and today's controller. What we skipped now, DAL class is skipped, but on the place of it, procedures are implemented. Are you getting me or not? See, listen, which approach to follow, sir? Which approach to follow means your database is old. Already procedures are there. Then use them only, guys. Your database is old, yeah. Database is not freshly created. Database is already existing. 10 years back, this database was created. On the day, procedures are also implemented. You're building a new application now. Use the process. Are you clear? I'm freshly building the procedure. I'm freshly building the application. Database is all old only, but no procedures. Follow the first approach. Follow the first approach. If procedures are there, follow the second approach. If procedures are not there, follow the first approach. I don't have procedure. Don't waste your time in writing the procedures now. I don't have procedures. Don't waste your time in writing the procedures. Come on. Let us work on a pure object-oriented model like what I taught you yesterday. Complete code, you write and use it. Sir, I already have procedures, sir. Do I need to waste my time now? No need. Use the procedures now. If you have procedures, second approach. If you don't have procedures, first approach. So don't waste your time in writing procedures until there is a specific requirement. Like you require to do some additional manipulations of the code in the database, and a compulsory procedure is required. If you feel that, then go. Otherwise, first approach is simple and over. Understood? What is pending? View creation. Let's get all the views. Right click. Oh, this is over. Oh, we can select model here directly now. Empty model class will come here. See. Done. One, two are done. Yeah, three. Sorry. This is display. This is add. Same old story. Why do I need all this? Because I need this. If I don't have, all these are optional only, na? Yeah. All fields. This name should be same name there. Be careful, it's case sensitive. The two buttons. Cancel. Back. Next one. Add view. The same old story. Check. Read only. Okay. And here, old image, option to upload a new image. Next, update button, cancel link. Update button and cancel link. Are you clear? Sir, for cancel also can I add a button? Understood my requirement? For cancel also can I add a button? Yes, you can add. But if you click on update and cancel, both of the time it will go to, and a cancel also will take you to update student here. Don't you, the HTML na, in a form tag, if you have two buttons, both the buttons will take you to same place only. To overcome that problem only, na, I explained you, ASP.NET Web Forms has given you an option called as post back URL without using the form action. Without using the form action, what it uses? Post back. That's a button one take to one page, button two can take to another page, button three can take to another page. Right now, what is the problem, you know? If I add another button here also button can be added, you're telling. But if I add, both the buttons will take us to the same action method only. Array, but what is our requirement? First button should take to update. Second button should take to display. That is the reason for adding link there. Did you understand me or not? The reason for adding a hyperlink is because if I add a button, both the buttons will take you to update student only. Cancel also will take to update only now. Then why do you put cancel then? When cancel also goes to update, there's no point of putting cancel na. That is why hyperlink is used. But sir, I want it to look like a button. Array, use a bootstrap class here, it will look like a button. Use a bootstrap class which can make it look like a button now. Are you getting my point? Okay, so like that we can achieve the things now. Yeah, watch. No, this overload I should use. String link text, action name, route values. I don't have route values now. Null. Now HTML attributes. Are you right? New of class @class is equals to btn hyphen primary, something like this. It can make it look like a button now, but internally it is a hyperlink. See, here we did not apply the bootstrap now. You can see here. Sir, can you apply bootstrap here also? Yeah. This is HTML only na. Directly you can write class is equals to bdn hyphen primary. Straight away you can write now. Why? That's already HTML button only. No need to say new class of something. Yeah. Now that is also looking like button only. See, cancel. Worked. But don't change to button. If you change to button, it'll go to update. It won't go to display students. Okay. Well, so add new student. (107). Save. Edit. Update a value. Update. You want to delete? Delete. I want to delete 104. Delete. Are you sure? Yes, I am. Delete. Is it clear? Permanent deletion, changing status. Changing status only. In all these scenarios, what I've done is only changing status. Tomorrow, you don't require to go to verify in the database also. Simply in your here, look all of you. Here, if I say false, it should get you the false records now. I think 2, 4, 6 are what I deleted, right? You should see the 2, 4, 6 now. These 3 are deleted records. Got it? Deleted records. Again, as giving an idea, man, they are not deleted. They are not deleted. You can see the table data without going to SQL Server. You can see the table data without going to SQL Server. How, sir? From Server Explorer, you can see here. From Server Explorer, you can see. No need to go to SQL Server Management Studio and all these particular things. From Server Explorer only, I can view the data. See, these are active records. Go to Server Explorer. Go to your tables. Show table data. All are present. Okay. Can I modify? I want to make it true again. Okay. I think it is an auto save. It is an auto save. Here did not modify. Yeah. True. Okay. No. You record to come out of the cell. Auto save it is. When you come out of the cell, it auto saves. Actually, without coming out of the cell, I clicked on the refresh. That's why it did not save. Once you come out of the cell, it will save off automatically. It is auto save. From there only it will happen. So if you can run and see now you will get back all the 7 records. Am I clear, everyone? I shown you 3 ways till now to work with this. Option 1, ADO.NET. What is the pain there? You require to write all the procedures on your own. You require to write all the DAL class code on your own. You require to define the model class on your own. All these things, connection strings on your own. Everything. Second option, LINQ. LINQ first example. There. Model classes are defined by our designer. Connection strings are defined by our designer. Directly write the DAL class and write the logic. Third example. Procedures are written by us only, but our designer converted those procedures into methods, directly went with controller. See, step by step, your work is decreasing, see? Yes or not? If you go to link to entities, we are working on link to SQL, right? If you go to link to entities, that's still advanced. Controllers and views also it will write. Are you getting me or not? It will define the controllers to you. It will write the views also to you. What should I do, sir? If you want any modification, change it. Otherwise, use the application as it is. That is only what we call scaffolding. Understood? Okay. This examples on all the three, what we saw is working with single table, right? Tomorrow I'll show you an example working with multiple tables. Clearer up. We will create freshly two new tables. Department and employee tables. You know these two tables now? Parent-child tables. We'll create a department table. We'll create an employee table. And then we will see how to work with multiple tables in our application. Are you getting me? Tomorrow you'll have a requirement to work with multiple tables now. Okay, how do you deal with multiple tables is what I'll demonstrate tomorrow. Okay, are you done with all the previous examples? I'm telling you, don't leave pending. You want to understand the next concepts. If you leave it like this, it will become a big hill afterwards and you do not have time to practice. Be up to date because going forward, still new features we'll be looking up. Okay, if you are not up to date, next all examples, every example will be dealing with the database only. Again, if you ask me how to drag and drop, I can't explain you all these things again and again for you. Okay, let me stop here. We'll meet tomorrow. It'll update. That's what I said, autosave. It is autosave Shrestha. It'll update.